Welcome back to the Asian Oceanic Beach Ultimate Championships here in Shirahama. We are now in the mixed division where we have India Mixed 2, which is the mixed masters team, taking on China. It's their first time on the live stream. Unfortunately, both these teams no longer in contention to win the tournament, but they want to finish as high as they possibly can. Yeah, just a few minutes till we start this game. Let us know if you're tuning in China to watch this or following India. I'm Liam Grant, joined by Sophia Pereira. And I think there's a big championships coming up in China later this year.
That's right. So this is probably a great opportunity for this team to play some ultimate.
So China coming out on offense. Chao playing three handlers in the backfield, China. And now it's Zhang Liang. Looking towards the end zone, sends a high flick. A lot of players underneath that one. A great defensive pressure from India. And it's their first turnover of the game.
India gets a chance for a break right first point of the game.
A nice catch there by Ginger Wong. Coaches, I think, Vampire Ultimate in San Francisco. And it's, oh, a great defensive play by Zhang Liang to get this back for China.
Way to start the game, Liam, with 2 turnovers. Here we go. China's back in possession.
And now China look downfield, a nice hook gathered up by Edward Dean. A little pop pass. Looking for Dean again and puts it out to the front corner. That is a hold and the first goal of the game for China.
China keeping possession and maintaining, not allowing for India to make that first break. Fantastic, 1-0 for China. So I see a lot of or some of the squad from China is from all over the world, Chinese residents. I've talked to a lot of these, actually American, that live in China for years and years and years, and they've been developing Ultimate there for a while. India putting on a tall line, it looks like. There's Mel there, one of the tallest women in this game. Mel is also from the States, lives in Goa. She's a great handler, really safe handler. She plays on my club team in Portugal. There she is, ready to receive that pull.
And here they are now. It's El Presidente again who sends it to the end zone. That is a beautiful feathery flick on the money. Great goal for India.
Feathery indeed. 3 easy passes and that's it. Bringing home the 1-1. Evening up the score.
So they've already scored as many goals as they did yesterday on the live stream. Hoping to get a bit of a better performance than they did against Marvelous DEC from New Zealand, who played a pre-quarter earlier. I think they've advanced to the mixed quarterfinals, which will be taking place next round. I think we have an all-Japanese matchup.
Also tough. 3rd game of the day against a bunch of superheroes. I don't know, I wouldn't want to be facing a bunch of superheroes in the 3rd game of the day, especially young superheroes. India's got a nice, strong D-line on. Some height on both sides.
Now Getting high in the stall count, this gets a dump pass off. Always with eyes for the end zone. And now, looking for another high release dump. Chao Zhang sends a big flick again. 2 Indian players in pursuit. Oh, and the defensive pressure does enough to put him off.
How unfortunate.
Pick called. China parked outside the end zone now. Looking to get their second point on the board. I think this will be an even matchup.
Starting that way, it could be a great game, actually. There he is. Oh, that just goes out of bounds. Guess you can't toe that one in.
No, that one quite far out of bounds, actually.
Yeah, beyond the safety line, as we saw. Getting nice and sunny. It's going to be a hot one today. See the India sideline support. India's moving that disc very nicely. Oh, almost had his hand on it.
Nice inside flick to Ginger. To Sudish. He gets the low backhand off, but it's too low.
There's a magnet. There's a disc magnet in that corner. We saw that a lot in that other game as well, that somehow low discs here are turfed or sanded. Hard D in the corner of the end zone there.
Nice. Low release backhand to get things moving. And it is always the tireless cutting of Ramsey Edward Dean that is the focal point of this Chinese offense. And there he goes again. And he gets an assist. Another goal for China.
How pretty. Number 69. What a great point. Just there for everything. We saw him running into the end zone and missing and being thrown extremely out of bounds, and just key player in this offensive point. It's going to be a great game.
So I have a feeling we might be seeing the India Mixed 1 team later on today or tomorrow. One of the favorites to win this tournament. Only one victory so far for India Mixed 2, and that was over the other Korean team, not Boom, but I think they're called UPK.
Getting sunny, getting really hot and sunny. You can see the D-line setting up and putting the disc to protect his eyes to take a look across. Playing with 3 women in gender roulette. And off goes the pull. And Mel is in the field and takes that first safe throw again, as we saw earlier. Somebody striking deep.
Beautiful.
What a beautiful throw. What a beautiful point. This is India's, it's becoming India's way to conserve their energy. How nice. We've seen this a couple of times now in this game. What a wonderful, easy into the end zone. A feathery biscuit, as Liam would say it, or something like that.
Something like that. That was Charmaine's 11th goal of the tournament, now leading Team India Mixed 2 in goals. Kind of very focused roles on his team. You see the likes of Jai Dip leading the team in assists, 8 assists, no goals. Charmaine, 11 goals, just 1 assist. So everyone seems to have the roles, whether they're throwing or cutting.
It's a team that also they're from all over India. It's not necessarily a team that gets a chance to play together very often, although they've all had a chance to play together at some times. I'm sure that also makes a difference. Throughout the competition, they will find each other in each other's spots better. And we can see this is a nice, tight game with a 2-2 in China now with the opportunity to go up.
But again,
bit of a pochidi there.
Offensive line, difficult to beat.
Bit of a pochidi there by India. China taking advantage of that. And there we go, trying to get the man of the hour, and he brings it down once again. Wow, great. Great point. China now up by 1.
Yeah, they rely quite heavily on Edward Dean, this Chinese O-line. Often just looking for him and putting it up to him, and he has a height advantage, great cutter for them. Interesting to see if India can mix it up and try and shut down that option.
Also very nice to see, great cutter, as you say, receiver. He's got the height, the long arms, but also a very humble player. When he gets the disc, he often just quickly puts it into the hand of open handler that's just beside him and doesn't look for that glory shot forward and just keeps running. Although, as we saw earlier, he assisted the point before, so he can also throw beautifully forward. So, nice complete player, always nice to have on an O-line. China now looking for that break. And India, you see the same line, exactly the same line as previously. Pull doesn't go as far. Mel picks it up again.
And now India with a vagrant pass. So now China with a chance to break.
Didn't work as well this time for them. Oh, centering the disc. Oh.
Yeah, now this Chinese D-line getting some yards up the field. There's a free jump there, but that's not what they want. They want to send it to the end zone, and that's not going to work out. Overthrown.
If the angle had been just a little bit towards the sea, I think that would have been a perfect pass. Definitely didn't work out. So India gets a chance again to get the disc back. They're slowly walking to the disc to try and just conserve energy. Lined up in a vertical stack with 2 handlers, 3 cutters.
Yeah, it was Chang trying to chase that one down, but India will get it back.
There's a stoppage. The disc will be going
There's
back.
a violation being called, but there was no stoppage of play.
No.
So I think disc will stay with Jaideep. So Jaideep Patel, number 27.
Nathan just threw that nice disc down the line. Oh, that was a little bit too curvy. Couldn't manage to get to it.
Yeah, throw was a bit forced. It bladed a bit too much. Not sure if it was the best option. Oh, Hiley's backhand across the field, but kept up by Julong Zhu.
Oh!
And she could never find the disc there. It was actually coming quite close to her, but she was looking all around, looking up in the sky, but it was actually waist height.
I think he just threw to her. She was very open, but she hadn't looked back to let the thrower know she had the space, and so when he threw it, she was still running.
And a drop by India gives the disc back to China. Again, their D-line offense a little bit disjointed. But there we get a beautiful undercut from Sarah Lynn Wise. And a high arcing pass to Sarah Lynn. They're just throwing everything at her. Coming down with the last 2. One player free in the end zone, but you can't get that pass off. Stall count getting higher. At least there's a call on the field.
Nobody called.
So we've had 2 no calls now.
No 2 calls.
Yeah.
But that was great. She just adjusted to that. Again, they threw without there being any communication, but she did look back and adjust at the right time, managed to bring that disc down.
Oh, and that was a lady wobble push. I'm not sure what that throw was. It definitely wasn't spinning, but definitely got to the tin
it
receiver,
did, though.
so that will count.
Wow.
So that is a break for China.
Couple of turnovers in that point by both sides, managing to bring it down for that break for China.
Yeah, I think India will be looking to right a few wrongs from yesterday. I think they're disappointed being on the live stream, having what was probably the worst performance of the tournament so far. And I don't mean to offend India when I say that. I mean that I've seen them play much better than they did on the live stream yesterday. So hopefully you'll see a little more from them.
We've seen a couple of beautiful points this morning. 2 really quick 3-pass points by India on offense. We've just had a visitor in our tent, and it's the hugest insect I've ever seen.
Yeah, I'm going to try and ignore it as India look to get their offense going again. Jaydeep now always wants to send to the end zone. He does just that. And it is his favorite receiver. Oh, another incredible catch for Charmaine. And that's what you want to do. She's tall. She's a great read. Put a floaty in the end zone. Let her go chase it down.
That was amazing. Meanwhile, I'm going to chase down this animal that's in here. Well, there's an example. You asked for it, Liam, and you got it. Great offensive play by India. That was very pretty, really nice grab in the end zone for that point. They needed that. Keeping the score at 4-3.
Charmaine scoring 2 of the 3 India goals.
Top scorer for the team?
Yeah, by 1 or 2 points now this stage.
So India's looking for the break now. Trying to put on they did put on a strong, tall D-line to try to shut down that number 69 tall play in offense. And the team, of course, it's always a team.
So we see the Chinese O-line back out there now after getting 2 rests. And it's Wise on the O-line now as well. And there's the bullet of a flick. That is too far.
Did you see how it just lifted up too? The wind just took it up halfway through the end zone. There was no way, even if he was twice the height he already is, he could have gotten that.
Yeah, everything they've thrown to him that's been inbounds, he's caught. It's once or twice now they've thrown it outside the end zone, and he's not going to catch it out there. So that is Meghna picking up the disc now.
Patiently bringing it in.
Who's going to work hard for her on this India D-line. And she goes and gets it again. Not a lot of options downfield. Looking for a reset, and that one's going to turn over. And they didn't look that potent there, the D-line offense from India. China wastes no time picking it up. Looking for Sarah Lin at the front corner, but it's a goal for China.
It is a
and
goal
it
for
is
China.
In fact, Yuan Mao getting her first goal of the game.
You can see the excitement on the sideline from the China squad, cheering on their teammates, cheering on the D-line. They're not losing intensity. They want to win this game. They want to get another break. India's putting on Nathan and Mel, husband and wife, live in Goa. Very strong O-line.
24 spoke wheel on the Indian flag. Green, white and orange, like all great flags are.
And red, green, and yellow.
Chinese flag a little simpler, just, you know, the red with the yellow stars.
What a nice pull. Oh,
has to look off the centering pass, but Jide up there to Charmaine. Oh, and it looks like a hand block by Sarah Lynn Wise. She's been all over the field this game. Boost straight to the end zone.
Nice defense by India. This O-line now has to adjust for D to avoid another break from China. Nice pass.
And now a high backhand will end up in the sand. India look to move quickly. Oh, and a drop there. Puts her hands on her knees. She's disappointed about that one. Charmaine, I think she's wearing sunglasses on the field. You ever worn sunglasses on the field, Sophia?
No, only if I forget to take them off.
And now looking for a quick goal, and that's another break for China to extend their lead. James Inman in the end zone.
See the experience there, just waiting for the disc, and just as the disc is about to plop into his hands, take that little jump and make it into a point. That's another break from China. 6-3. See how India responds to this kind of O-line they're going to put on now. It's an unfortunate drop there. Disc was moving beautifully down the sideline. Happens to the best of us.
And the sun has come out here in Shirahama, Japan. Temperature started to pick up. The Chinese D-line starting to heat up here. Getting 1 or 2 breaks off the India mixed team.
So yes, just looking at these this Chinese roster, we have some USA and 3 USA members. Here's the strong D-line, look like a tall D-line, although India's also a tall O-line.
Nice undercut and good leading passes. Better offense now from India.
And it's looking pretty.
Has to go for the upline reset and the quick continuation. That is a goal for India.
That was textbook ultimate. That was so pretty. She was cutting early on when it was still in the hands, not of the assister, and she was so free. It was great that it went that way. Great movement of the disc. India manages to put another point, now making it 4-6.
So that is Meghna with a goal for India. Soon to be, I believe, the president of the Indian Ultimate Federation.
That's right. I'm gonna go to commentary source and see what information we have on these players. Heads up, and thanks to Tom Stiles, who's made this app available, and it is something that is really helping. It would help if as many of the players could fill out their player surveys. That the more information we have about you and about the players, the more we can talk about. Oh, nice try at D there. That looks like a bit of a double team going on. Are they adjusted?
Yeah, still unbroken this offense, and that is a picture-perfect pass to the end zone. A buttery biscuit from my good friend Zhuang Liang.
Pumping up your teammates. Still in the game. We've seen bigger comebacks. Not impossible. So this is a historical event. This is the first WFDF Asian Oceanic Championships in Shirahama. We have 700 athletes here. I believe 11 teams in the men's division, 6 teams in the women's divisions, and 23 teams in mixed. National teams as well as club teams, mostly Japanese club teams. However, there are a few club teams from other nations. 10 nations represented here. Unlike at all beach ultimate events, there is no Courier Island here. It was a bit too late for them to get organized to get a team here. Courier Island, for those of you who don't know, is a mythical and mystical and wonderful nation that is more a state of mind than it is an actual geographical place. And they play beach ultimate worldwide since the beginning of beach ultimate championships in 2004. They did a fantastic thing this year in Portugal. They basically took our development field and taught over 700 kids ultimate. The
nice
traditional Mel honey pass to Nathan.
And now the deep shot to who else? Charmaine, but that one fading away. Did not give her a good chance to get that. The player coming out of Goa, India, she plays with Ganesh, who came 4th at Indian Nationals this year. There was 92 teams in attendance.
Wow.
Which is pretty impressive. And yeah, she's 42 years old.
Amazing. See Nathan picking up the disc, really slowly walking to it to gain energy and to get his team to...
Oh, and that Jadip and Charmaine connection, which has been successful for them, that one is a little too zippy. Yeah, can you take me through the ages? You probably know a bit better of the eligibility, because she's 42. I'm guessing she's eligible for
She's
Grandmaster.
almost great Grandmaster. At 45, women can play great Grandmaster.
And what is the age limit for?
For Grandmaster's 38.
She's a veteran of the Grandmasters division if she ever chose to play.
That's right. And the Masters is 30. They've equaled it up now, so it's equal for men and women. It used to be different ages at Masters. It's still different for great Grandmasters.
Oh, a lot of people collide there. 2 Chinese players end up on the ground. That one looked like it hurt, but they're continuing on. And now they throw to Charmaine, who gets it on the 2nd attempt, or 3 attempts they try and throw to her in the end zone in that point, and 3rd time lucky.
Well done for India. Now 5-7, you can see the excitement. They were pumped up before, they're getting more pumped up now. But I was saying, we had a development field, an empty field for teaching in Portugal, and Courier Island was present in all but one division. So Courier Island is only present and is only invited to come when it's convenient for the scheduling, or when it permits for that division to occur, because there are not enough teams, and there's a limit of 6 teams per division for that division to happen.
Charmaine says the highlight of her ultimate career is playing on the same line at a competitive tournament with her 2 teenage daughters. I think she's 3 kids, so that's pretty cool.
That's very cool. Run, Mom. It's really nice. This team has a lot of that parent-child connection. I play on my club team in Portugal with 2 of these members on this Indian team and their daughter, Sophie.
Yeah, a family affair here in Shirahama, Wakayama, Japan. Yeah, China looking good here. They've yet to really be broken by India. A clinical offense from China. Oh, and that is where you throw to Edward Dean, high up in the air.
You want to do that throw, you do it to him.
He's always free in the up space. And now they send another one to him. And yet again, he obliges with a goal.
Making it look so easy. So easy. What a key player he's been in this game. The whole team is playing great, but he's just been... He's just been key. 8-5 now. Seeing a bit of sun here and waves for the first time all week. It's been a pretty flat scene. Today we have a little bit of movement.
So before this game, Edward Dean had 11 assists and 12 goals. I think he's notched up 3 in this game already, I believe. So definitely, unsurprisingly, leading the goals.
He had how many assists?
11.
Well, you can add it at least up to 12, I remember, in the corner there. And 12 goals, I would say probably at 15 or 16 now.
I would agree with you there.
Pretty impressive. In how many games? 6 games? 5 games?
I believe they played 5 games so far.
6 games. This is 6th game.
Yeah, game number 6, 3 wins and 2 losses coming into this. They beat Guam mixed 11-9 in their opening game. 12-10 win over Wasabi from Japan. India on offense now. Vinayak. And a good strike up the line, but there's a poach there. Oh, and a great defensive play.
What a great D.
Chao Zhang having a great game.
Nice, Ayo. What a great defense with great positioning by D.
I'm loving these glasses as well. There's like a orange tint on them. Matches her jersey. But that flick a little too zippy. And it goes into the sand.
Just 1 second. Just 1 second.
India, a few yards away from making this a 2-point game. And they do just that, and that's a great goal. I believe it was your friend just scored there.
Sorry, I was just
I think it was
looking
Mel.
at...
Mel got the goal. Yeah, I was talking through some of China's results leading up this game. Got a universe point win against Japanese mixed team Migrants. Lost to the Philippines 13-6, a very, very strong Filipino side in the mixed division, undefeated so far. Also lost to Japanese mixed team IKU. So yeah, this is a good run out for this Chinese mixed team.
And the game is not over. And just putting on a strong D-line. Trying to get that break now to bring it up to a 7-8. And China's got on a tall O-line, it looks like.
Again, China, their solid O-line, keeping the disc moving. Oh, and a bobble drop and gives India a chance to break. This is probably their best opportunity so far.
Slowly walking up to the disc. Nice to see. Trying to conserve that energy. Nice cut.
Oh, and they give it straight back. They need to do better if they want to get back into this game. Oh, and everyone's throwing in the sand there now. This is a little unusual.
That was generous. You can see slowly walking up to the disc, giving her teammates a chance to Great throw.
Now, oh, the shot was on there to get their first break of the game. Richa Patel, spirit captain, frustrated with herself. And a good catch there by China. Again, using that pop pass. And some Chinese players seem to be basically unmarked at this point.
Yep, there's a woman also charging deep. She's, oh, there we go. I think that's going out.
Oh, good attempt to toe the line. I actually think he kept his feet in bounds, but then couldn't catch it.
That was impressive.
Yeah, did the hard part in some ways there, keeping his body in bounds, but very difficult to catch it and toe the line at the same time. So it looks like a timeout is being called by India. And that's the point. You can actually do that. You don't have to actually walk it up to the front corner, bring it in field to call a timeout. You can call it while out of bounds on the sideline. You can call it wherever.
If you have possession.
So during this timeout, I'll talk you through some of the quarterfinalists in the mixed division. All the pre-quarters are finalized. So Philippines mixed are in quarterfinal one, and they'll be playing Japan mixed one. We saw a win on Universe Point here in the showcase field against Korea's Boom. In quarterfinal 2, we have the Aussie mixed Mud Crabs, who'll be going up in the all Aussie head-to-head quarterfinal. That'll be an interesting one against the mixed Hammerheads. So it's the Masters team going against the mixed team there, and that Aussie Masters team looks really, really good. So that'll be quite the grudge match. And then we have India mixed one going up against Marvelous DC. That's going to be a good game as well. I think India won't be too happy with that quarterfinal matchup. That's a tough quarterfinal to get as one of the top seeds, but should have to be an interesting match. We also have Japan mixed going up against another Japanese mixed team, IKU, which I believe will be streaming that game.
That's right, and I think with commentary in Japanese, from what I understand, Liam.
Yeah, that'll be me. I've been learning loads of Japanese.
Loads.
Oishi, okinahana. Ohayo gozaimasu to any Japanese players listening. I've been learning a few things, a few words here and there.
I've been impressed.
I think just a few words will always, in any country, will impress the locals, and they appreciate the odd one or two words and attempt to learn. Thankfully, a lot of the staff and Japanese players here have better English than my Japanese.
Well, here's a fun fact about Japanese. So, in Portugal, which I've tried to contain myself speaking about Portugal, but this one I have to. So, arigato, and we say obrigado.
Yeah, the Japanese-Portuguese connection there.
Little Japanese-Portuguese connection. And just back on O. A nice movement at the disc up the line. Oh my goodness, is he going to save that? He does. What a nice grab.
And this is a break opportunity for India. Could it be their first break of the game? Oh, lays out but can't get there.
Oh, that was so unfortunate. Look, just went right, almost right through his arms. Hard to read disc.
So hard to get this off Zhuang Liang. I like how India are actually letting Edward Dean come shallow to get the disc. Instead, they hook it to not Edward Dean, and it's good defensive pressure there.
Fantastic defense, huh? Amazing positioning, and so India gets a chance again.
That was Mannix getting his body weight. I see they've adjusted quite well on defense, India, trying to force Edward Dean into the hander space, poaching off him, make them hook to someone else, and they've gotten a few turns from it. Meghna shoots the end zone.
Nice!
Oh, great Sky D.
Great Sky D.
You want to take Edward Dean out of that end zone. Wasn't the worst shot, but It will be a turnover, and China will have another attempt now, and they're always going to send that.
That's that.
Saw that coming a mile away, and has plenty of time to milk that one into the end zone.
Those stats are quickly going ching, ching, ching. During this game, fortunate, unfortunate for India in this point.
So we'll talk about a little of the bracket play going on here. Just talk about the mixed bracket play. We're going to talk about the men's. Quarterfinalists decided there. So Philippine men's will be going up against Japanese men from Osaka in their quarterfinals. Singapore men taking on another Japanese men team, Liquid, I believe they're pronounced. And the Australian men will be going up against Japanese men's Nomadic Tribe. And then the Japanese men's national team will be going up against the Japanese men Technicolor. Quite a lot of Japanese.
A lot of Japanese in the quarterfinals. That's a.
I think they make up 6 of the 11 teams in the men's division, so statistically that was always going to happen.
Obviously, the strong part of the 11 teams. Nathan running up the line. Go, Nathan. Oh, nice attempt.
Now, China look to try and extend their lead with another break. Sterling Wise has been a standout for this team. And that was another creative dump pass. She likes to throw high and a little bladey, but
She's got a couple of tall receivers to get those down, to bring those down for her.
that a nicer leading pass. Chang, another floaty one. Puts his hands to his head in frustration.
Oh, that corner and that little curve there can work out really efficiently, or it can be just deadly. And Mel's going to pick up the disc. Mel and Nathan, husband and wife, live in Goa and part-time of their time live in Portugal.
Going
Nice.
by our drinking game where every time you say Portugal, I get a beer. I think I'm going to have about 10 beers by the end of today.
And I will have,
I
and every time you
sneakily-
say Ireland, we'll do the same.
I
think
sneakily
so.
mentioned reference the flag. Both the India and Ireland flag are the same colours. But I didn't
Yes.
actually say Ireland. I just said it there now twice, so evening it up.
And Fiona and Claire Ireland. That was last game. There we go. Nice cut.
And that
Okay,
is
is
a
India going to
beautiful
do
leading inside
this?
pass. Fantastic play there from India.
India's in the game. 7-9.
Puthran throwing to the end zone. They've settled their offense. Their offense is looking a lot better, but they need breaks if they want to win this game.
Yep, if they can get this break, that would be very good. 7-9, trailing by 2 points. Definitely doable. If they can break this point. And the Team China putting on their strongest O-line. I'm sure they want to maintain that 3-point lead. As the time goes on in the game, you want to be at least up by a couple when the time is called and avoid going into universe point.
That pull just drifts out of bounds, so will be taken from the brick mark. I would like to see India maybe mix it up, try a zone, or try something different, because this honest defense is kind of playing into the hands of the Chinese. You can see they're all standing deep of their matchups anyway.
They're
and now a poach.
They're all allowing for that undercut.
Meghna's definitely poaching in lane, completely left her matchup, just trying to go create havoc. And now China used their free female player who's on the sideline. I'd like to see her maybe go to the end zone if she's been poached like that.
They're managing to contain the disc though.
And now the deep shot comes, and he jumps up theatrically and catches another goal. You felt it was always coming. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Ching, ching, ching. celebrating celebrating his, I don't know, 5th, 6th point of the game.
I'm glad his goal scoring is better than his dance moves.
I like the dance. It looked a bit like an octopus squiddly thing.
I think that's a fair assessment of his dance moves.
You like that?
Yeah, he's been the best player on the field so far. Unfortunately, wearing the worst number.
Why is that? Why is that the worst number?
Yeah, I think it's the worst ultimate. Worst number in ultimate. The jersey 69. The only person gets away with is Sasha Pustovaya from Russia. You really got to own that number. Maybe he's owning it now.
It's a mirror number. It's no matter how you can flip it back. I like it.
This is true. If he was to catch something upside down, it'd be very easy for me to tell that it was in fact him that caught it.
Oh, nice movement by India, keeping that disc. 3 handlers. Yes, Mel. What a nice layout by Mel.
And there's a shot to the end
how
zone.
pretty.
That was a great goal from India. Their O-line looking really good now.
Great. That was really nice played. Great layout by Mel. Save that disc, save that day. Really pretty. I like the number, I like my number, number 8. But I like the number 42 as well.
I'm guessing that's a reference to, is it Douglas Adams?
Douglas Adams.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I didn't read the book. Well, I'll say the word read. I actually listened to the audiobooks while driving across the US.
And how was that?
It's narrated by Stephen Fry.
Oh, that's good. How was it? How was the audiobook? I've read them all many times. How was it?
The audiobook was good. If you like Stephen Fry, which I presume
You have to read I think it's the last book that Douglas Adams wrote, which is called Last Chance to See. And he traveled all over the world looking at species that were in extinction. It's the greatest book.
We see
With scientists and ecologists. But back to
Dixie
ultimate.
staying out there after scoring a goal, putting the force on. He's been having a great game for India, coming out of Bangalore. Originally from Bombay, programmer, 37 years old. A prime number. A man definitely still in his prime. Oh, and now we see
he manages to keep that alive.
sideline asking for a timeout, and they get it. That's going to come in maybe around stall 3 or 4.
Well called timeout. So 27 prime number. That's also your age. You're also 27.
I'm 28.
Oh, you're 28.
Yeah, saying 37 was the prime number, which is how...
So you are no longer, I guess, in your prime number.
I'm always in my prime. 27 is definitely not a prime number. Neither is 28.
That's true.
Yeah, but 37, a good prime number, because 73 is also a prime number, and 3 and 7 are prime numbers.
So that's very nice.
It's exceptionally prime.
It's exceptionally prime. Palindromically prime. Both teams taking a timeout. This will be great to see if India can pull this one out of the hat. I have no doubt they have the skills to do it on offense. I think if they adjust their defense, as you were saying earlier, and maybe do a bit more of a zone to try to avoid that really quick movement and the tall receiver on the Chinese team, on the China team, it could make a big difference. They can still do it. Time must be almost over, Liam.
Yeah, Pixie being the stat leader coming into this game with 9 assists and 4 goals for India. And like, India have been good, but they've struggled to get breaks. I watched them play against the Australian mixed mud crabs, who I think they lost 12-9, but I think they traded all the way to 8s. They just struggled to get breaks off team. I think that's been their letdown. And we'll be seeing the mud crabs in the quarterfinals later.
Yeah, but kudos to them for scoring 9 points against the mud crabs who are in the quarterfinals. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, the mud crabs being the Australian mixed national team. Yeah, unfortunately, we will not be streaming that all Aussie quarterfinal. We'll be doing the all Japanese quarterfinal. But I'm sure the Australian will have a few live streams. You can hear about that.
That was a very quick little comeback from that timeout for a very quick point. Bringing in that distance on the scoreboard.
Yeah, I think the sideline almost calling for that timeout. They're trying to run the clock down a bit. They know it's getting near the end of the game. They know they have a short field, so they're trying to run down the clock, use their timeout, and that was the end of the game. So it was very close to the end of the game. So China win this one. Valiant effort from India mixed.
Indeed.
I think
Some great
Charmaine
offense.
and Pixie, the standout players for India in that game, along with Edward Dean, Sarah Lynn Wise, and Zhao Liang for China. Names we'll be hearing lots of in the future.
I'm sure. Great game. See you next time.
Yeah, thanks very much for listening in, folks. I'm Liam Grant along with Sophia Pereira. We'll see you in a bit. We'll now have some Japanese commentary for an all Japanese mixed quarterfinal. Thanks very much, folks.
See you later.